a shop for killers. Episode 4 starts in a court somewhere other than Korea, where Jin-man is being questioned. A lawyer asks him if he saw the defendant killing people. The defendant looks at Jin-man and smirks. Jin-man remains quiet, and the lawyer rushes him to give an answer. The scene suddenly shifts to the phone call Jin-man received when he was at home with Jian after his mom's funeral. A man named Jun Cheon tells him that Bale is still alive and after his family with Lee Songjo. Jin-man drives to the hospital and tries to call his brother and sister-in-law, but no one picks up the phone. He almost hits into a car parked in the middle of the road inside a tunnel. A woman runs to him and asks to borrow his phone. He doesn't say a thing and is about to drive away when a truck out of nowhere rams into his car from behind, and a group of people start shooting at him. It's clearly a set-up trap. At present, Songjo's men are spread out in Jin-man's warehouse. Suddenly the lights go out. Min-hai starts taking them out one by one. She kills everyone until only Mr. Kim, the leader, remains. They have a hand-to-hand fight, and even though Mr. Kim knocks her down to the floor, she eventually manages to kill him as well. In the storeroom below, a man named Brother keeps pointing a gun at Jian and Jongmin. He then throws handcuffs at Jian and tells her to put them on Jongmin. She pretends to do so but suddenly drops the handcuffs on the ground, and while he is surprised, she drags him around and holds him in a chokehold until he passes out. She removes his mask. A flashback shows a slightly younger Jian with a boy named Jun Myung. They were dating, and one day, Jun Myung tries to kiss her when he drops her off. Before he can, Jin-man and Pazin interrupt them and demand the boy show his license for driving a bike. He gets sent away by Pazin, and Jian is pissed. Later, we see Jian working at a fast food restaurant while a group of students from her school sit nearby. The boys talk trash about her and her uncle when one girl in the group named Min-suk doesn't support what they say. Jun Myung enters but leaves once he sees Jian there, upsetting her. She comes home and criticizes Jin-man for behaving oddly with the people around her, like her friend Min-suk and her tutor. Jin-man calmly explains that he had valid reasons for each of those times. Min-suk stole his watch that day, but she then apologized and returned it. The tutor was a pervert who got arrested for molestation. And for Jun Myung, it was because he drove a motorcycle without a license and helmet, and he was underage and smoked. Still, Jian feels like Jin-man is locking her up. She says she works so many jobs to move out. Jin-man says he will agree to let her move out if she can hit him in the face once. She thinks he's not being serious and asks if her parents really died an ordinary death. He avoids answering and tells her to hit him if she wants to move out. She tries but easily fails and hurts her feet instead. At some point later, Pazin teaches Jian to operate the forklift in the warehouse. She uses the opportunity to try and hit Jin-man but fails again. Pazin ends up stopping her from going after her uncle, and at Jin-man's orders, he makes her pass out. Jian is furious when she wakes up and sees the two grown men blaming each other. Afterward, Jian goes to Pazin's Thai restaurant and asks him to teach her how to fight. He agrees to teach her Muay Thai for 50,000 won a week. He takes her to the backyard, and they start training. Jian quickly gets better day after day and tries to improve her strength whenever she can. However, she still can't hit Jin-man. One night, Jian comes across a group of boys cornering her old friend from school, Min-suk. Min-suk runs away, and Jian becomes their next target. She uses her new skills to knock down two boys, and Jin-man appears to take care of the third. The police, called by Min-suk, comes soon after. On the way back, Jin-man drops her off at Pazin's restaurant. But Jian finds the police there as well as a group of people from whom Pazin had borrowed money. He seems to have run away but leaves Jian a gift. At present, Jian and Jongmin find a setup of security cameras in the storeroom. There are cameras in multiple places, including her school and the bathroom. Jian is shocked and mad and asks brother how long he's been watching her. He says there's no time for this now, and they need to urgently go help Min-hai since more bad guys will be there soon. When Jong-min puts the light on, brother gets scared as the brightness hurts him. A flashback shows him staying in a dark room when a man approaches him with an umbrella. Jian gives him a hooded jacket and demands an explanation. He starts to talk, but Jong-min jumps in and stuffs cloth into his mouth, telling Jian he's only trying to evoke her pity. When Jong-min goes around to check, brother runs off, saying to Jian not to trust Jong-min. She chases after him but ends up falling down a chute into a small room. Brother closes the trapdoor above her. Down there, Jian finds another setup of computers. Upstairs, brother makes the lights go out and sneaks up on Jong-min, tasering him, and then locking him up to a wall. He then speaks to Jian directly through the cameras and tells her to open a drawer to her right. Inside is a guide for transferring ownership of Mirth Help from Jin-man to Jian. She consents to the transfer and, as the new owner, orders brother to get her out. But once she's out, she takes his gun and orders him to release Jong-min. Brother reveals that Jong-min is the reason Jin-man died. Jian makes brother release Jong-min anyway, but brother still puts a catch pole on his neck. Jian holds a gun pointing at both and agrees to hear brother's side of the story. He says her uncle would never kill himself and tells her to check the video file. She moves to open a video file, but Jong-min dissuades her. In an attempt to convince Jian, Jong-min says he was the one who told Jin-man she was in the school basement all those years ago. A flashback shows a 13-year-old Jian holding a small kitten. Jin-man agrees to let her keep it but warns her that she must take responsibility if he dies as well. Jian changes her mind as she sees Min-hai in one of the security cameras and tells brother to go give her guns and medicines. Before leaving, he gives Jian a pair of sunglasses as a gift. He reaches the warehouse, and Min-hai recognizes him. Downstairs, Jian gives Jong-min a hand to pull him up. He gives Jian a hug and thanks her. But it's really an excuse for him to inject her with a sedative. He admits he was also the one who locked her in the school basement back then. He then gets the gun on the floor and sits in front of the monitor system. Before she passes out, Jian looks at the sunglasses. Through the lens, Jian sees a red dot on Jong-min's chest. A flashback shows young Jian crying over the kitten, who died. At present, she asks Jong-min who he is, and he smiles. Meanwhile, Song-jo and his team receive a fancy new gun that can be remotely operated. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like for more videos like this.